Hello, welcome back to my channel. And yes, we are still in this beautiful. I will go for a walk now so that I can show you around as well. But I just wanted, it's hot, and I just wanted to spend some time to answer the most common question that I receive because I know that I keep posting and posting and posting, but sometimes people do not people who have questions, and then sometimes it's not the easiest one to I'm not the easiest one to to address all of them, but now I'll try to get all of them. So another question is um, yes, the hardest thing about traveling. So I think the first one is definitely you need to be a person that needs to be um, to be comfortable with the unknown, so comfortable of going to a place, of booking a place, and maybe booking it for, I don't know what I usually do. I do book it for 1 week, and if I like it I stay longer, if I don't like it I just leave. So being comfortable to keep always looking for these places, also having being prepared to have an option B, and sometimes to make the most out of the places that you're visiting. So for example, few months ago I went to this place, and it was a beautiful place but was so remote, was really remote. And because it was remote, I didn't have a car at the moment where I was. I didn't have my car with me, so I had to make to make a quick decision to to stay, but also to get everything that I needed delivered to the place, so that I could stay in off grid and live off grid for X amount of time. And that's something that you need to be accustomed. And I know because there were other people in the same village, and they were like, oh, we cannot survive here because and that and B and C and whatever. Then the other thing is also access to electricity and internet. I'm completely happy. I've literally spent times, and I remember some places where I've been more, like let's not go into the where having power cuts or power outage throughout the day, lasting for a couple of days, so 2 days with no electricity and no internet reception and no social media and everything. I don't care. I spent, when I was in the desert, I think it was like 5 months with no phone, no real proper electricity and stuff like that. So I don't mind it, but I know that some people would mind it. And especially if you work remotely, I think that sometimes, even for me now, now the moment I work, I try to to work remotely. I coach, I coach. I run my own courses. I've got I do I do things using taking advantage of the internet. So I know that if there is one day there is no electricity, everything goes no, doesn't go according to plans. So I need to be very smart, very even, and it's not even smart, but more prepared. That sometimes you just need to you just need to maximize or take full advantage of the moment where you have the internet and the moment when you have electricity, because tomorrow you never know if you do have it or you don't have it. And that's probably is also the same when I was working in events and in fashion. You would work on projects, so basically for 1 month maybe you would make, I don't know, very good money, but then for 3 months or the following 5 months or 6 months, especially in the fashion industry, you would have like contracts where they tell you, yeah, we take you, we want you to do this kind of advert, or this kind of shooting with us, but then you are not allowed to work for X, Y, and Z. And it did happen to me once, and that was funny because I was still young in my what's the word, in my career. So I didn't read the fine print, and I was like, why would no, why I got this job. It was a great job. It was like I'm not gonna say the country, but it was saying it was to be like I think it was twice per week. I think twice per week for 3 months. It was a TV. It was a small collaboration with this TV show, and then but on the it was good, it was good salary for the amount it was, but at the same time I didn't, because of it I was not able then to work on different projects, and that's actually made me going completely broke. Not broke, but because I didn't realize that throughout that period there was actually one of the fashion events that would pay me the most. So then I was kind of tied up with that agreement, with the contract, and I couldn't take any other jobs. But I think that we learn with age and with experience. We learn with experience. That's the thing. And yes, I think that is one of the first thing. And the second thing, I mean, the second challenge sometimes with when you work or when you work remotely and you travel, is that not all company for tax situations you're not always able to work or to declare that you can work in different countries. So there are certain countries, so depending on where you pay your taxes, because it depends. That's probably what makes the difference, is that if you stay for I don't know more than 3 months, you need to and you need to pay taxes in that country, and that's why sometimes you just stay there looking for counting really the days that you spend in and out of the countries, and that's why sometimes it makes a difference where you spend the majority of your time. And another thing is that I find sometimes challenging is private life. I think that private life can be very very challenging. I think that it's not easy, first of all, to find a person that will follow you, and not just following you because if you stay, if you have a high budget, that's not the problem. I think the problem is following you in trusting the universe, and getting going from spending time exploring the world, and being aligned with the universe, so that you don't worry. I've been in this relationship, even friendships, when they were coming for me and then coming with me, and then they would say, oh my god, like in 6 months, in 3 months time, we're gonna the lease is gonna run out, and I'm like, yeah, we still have 3 months. I mean, no, let's not stress before the situation occurs. So I think that it's not that easy to find a person, a person that would be on the same vibration, but in the same trust of the universe. I think that everybody says, oh yes, I want to trust the universe, I want to work for myself, I want to work independently, but it's a lot of hard work. And that is the third point that I want to say, is a lot of hard work, because sometimes you work 14 hours, 15 hours, because then you don't know when you're gonna work again. So I think that is more about capitalizing the moment, capitalizing the moment, living the moment, and so that you are prepared for when you don't have work. And I think that is something that you also need to learn, and with that also learn how to manage your money, because between currencies and investment and everything, I think that you need to try to have a plan B. It's not always, doesn't always work like that. So there are situations where things are happening, and you need a plan C, D, E, and thank a lot of shout out to all my friends that they've been big angels when I had my my down moments, or my situations, my situation. But probably that is also it's also about you as a person. It's a good thing is to cultivate a network of friends and people that understands you, and that understand you, but that also that are able to share tips, or share help, or share even opportunities. I think that is very important, and that's why sometimes I love to stay in in this digital nomad uh, or hostels or resorts or whatever, just because it's not just about making friends, it's also making friends that have the same goals, the same, the same, no, maybe not in the same industry, but we have the same goals to create something that is more innovative, that is different from from the corporate career, and that is where I understand you, and it's a two-way, it's a mutual situation. One day I need help, another day, that you need help. So I think that is something that is very important. Cultivating, a good network and a nice circle of people. But even if you don't see each other every day, you're still friends, and that is, it does help also. Even with accommodations. I know that if I ever go, even if I don't talk, unless just for example, even if I don't talk to some friends, I know that at the moment that I land in their city, I can just call them and say, hey, I'm here. I mean, maybe not to stay there too long, but at least, but just to have a coffee together or a matcha. Just to have a matcha together. So yes, that I think that is good, because I think that I could go on and on with the negatives, but I think that, I mean, would you really trust me? I mean, yeah, there are a lot of things that you need to be careful, a lot of things that can go wrong, but think about if everything goes right, even just about if everything will stop now. I mean, how blessed I am, how blessed I feel, and how happy I am. I think that is the ultimate measurement that you need to make, with your life. You need to do something that makes you happy. I think that there is nothing wrong with the corporate career. If that's what works for you. I've done it for many years. I was the best employees, going to 9 o'clock and 9 to 5, 6, whatever, I work. I've done for a few years. I've done it for a few years. Was good. I would do it again, but at this time of my life, just because I needed to, to reclaim my freedom, I think that was something that I needed to experience, to travel and not to think about tomorrow. Not to think, because you always think. We are not careless human beings, but at the same time, we trust. That's not enough. We trust the universe that aligns us to what we need, and we are sure that what we need will find us, and we don't need to chase. Anyway, I'm gonna go for a swim. Bye.